host Annie, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. City's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Annie, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. City's so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Annie, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city.
Hey, this is Rebecca from the Mental Health Association. Make sure you're tuning in to Good Morning Frederick.
Oh, yes. Good morning, Frederick. Well, today is Wednesday, September 11th. I'm your host, Danny Gurry. You know, it's hard for me. I don't know if it's hard for you guys, too. Anytime I say September 11th, it sends me immediately back to that day in 2001. It's hard to believe. It's been 23 years. I was living in Australia at the time, and it was the middle of the night, actually 11:45 at night, I think, when we found out. And it's hard to believe as well that there's possibly a generation that's growing up that isn't immediately impacted by September 11th. But I guess that's how it goes, right? So December 7th and other days in our history, those generations who experienced it while they were, young people or, even around, it's going to impact them stronger. So I've taken a moment already today to reflect and pray for the families who lost someone that day. I hope you do the same, because it's really kind of difficult to say September 11th without kind of having that feeling. Also, Facebook, I have no idea what Facebook is doing. Thankfully, we're on the pages that we get the most views on, which is my personal Facebook page, the Everything Frederick and More group, and YouTube and LinkedIn. But for some reason, the Good Morning Frederick Facebook page, along with Promo Circus, Everything Frederick Live, and my former company, tots2tweens.com, no idea. It's not streaming, so I've got to figure that out. It's now the third day in a row, so there you go. All right, let's go through the rundown. And also, if you know of anybody who watches the show, maybe, I'm going to post on those groups the stream, and hopefully they'll at least catch up as soon as I have a minute. All right, a rundown of today's show. We've got Bob Miller and Chris Michaels with your local news, weather, and sports. Of course, I'm going to go over all the events happening the rest of this week and this weekend, plus some that you're going to want to mark on your calendar for the future. I got Local Compass, travel tips and advice from Antietam World Travel Service. We've got Gina Korrell from 24/7 Dance Studio. And Lou and Lindsey had to put up with me 3 times yesterday. They're from Sleep in Heavenly Peace, had a little technical difficulty 3 times. Well, 2 times. The 3rd time was the charm, but no idea what is going on. I've got to figure all of that out too. You know, when you're an entrepreneur, you're wearing all the hats. I'm a one-woman show right now. Hopefully that will change soon, though. I'm going to be meeting with some students on Friday. Hopefully I can convince them to help me out because I certainly need it. All right. Thank you to all of our new subscribers on YouTube. We are at 790, which is not so bad at all, considering we just launched the show April 1st. We need just over 200 subscribers to hit our goal. Please, today, ask a friend or two to subscribe, share the stream on your socials, and I want to welcome everybody who's just joining us. And if you're like, hey, what the heck is this show all about? Well, it's about Frederick. It's about the people, the community, and the happenings. And thank you so much for that. Don't forget about the podcast. If you're in the car and just want to listen, you can find us on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeart, and other platforms. Now, I got a comment from somebody on YouTube podcast, on the YouTube channel. I know, it is very confusing, but if you see the bright blue Good Morning Frederick, you'll see quite large at the bottom, it says podcast. There's no other imaging. There's no video. It is just audio. Somebody said, oh, where can I see the video of this? Just go to the YouTube channel and click on the videos. You'll see all the videos. If you click on the lives, you'll see all of the full 1 hour shows in order. When you click on videos, it's interspersed with the 1 hour shows as well as the individual segments that we feature, which makes it simpler for some of our businesses and nonprofits and cool people to share with their friends. I don't need them sharing a whole 1 hour video and trying to tell people to scroll to 90 minutes in or whatever. Well, we don't go 90 minutes, not yet anyway, but you know what I mean. So anyway, I do repost the individual segments, which is great because if you know that I've talked to somebody before, you can easily use the search on our channel to find just their segment. All right, buy the merch, please, like these. These V-necks, nice soft t-shirts, V-necks for ladies. We've got the crew necks for unisex, if you prefer a crew neck. I've got it in this gray color, the royal blue. We've got the 100th show shirts. They're all at the Home of Everything Frederick shop, which is at 401 North Market Street. Now, proceeds, 100% of the proceeds from all the Good Morning Frederick merch is going to be donated to Christmas Cash for Kids. And I would love to make sure that we get all of that through to them. So the more you buy, the more you help to donate to Christmas Cash for Kids. And I think, look, you know, it's some small thing that I can do. You can even pick up a $3 sticker or $5 magnet. We've got the tumblers that you can have your morning coffee in, say Good Morning Frederick, or of course the t-shirts, okay? I'd like to kind of clear things out before the winter merch comes in, because that's going to be fun. And the shop is open Thursday to Sunday. Also, speaking of giving back, we are giving and collecting for Sleep in Heavenly Peace. We need new twin-sized bedding and sheets, blankets, comforters, pillows. The easiest thing you can do is get those all in one. You know, it's got everything. It's got the blanket, it's got the sheets, it's got the pillowcase and all that. It's for Sleep in Heavenly Peace. You're going to hear from Lou and Lindsey later in the show on how much this helps when they don't have to purchase the bedding, okay? So drop off your sheet sets, or you can utilize that information on the screen to donate $5, $10, $20, whatever you can. Mama Cone and I will go shopping to make sure that bin is full when they come at the end of September. I've got PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle. It's all on there. So if you have any of those, I always think of those as free money. When I have money in my Cash App, I'm just like, yep, sure, I got it. It's like kind of money you don't count. Anyway, I'd love to spend it on sheets. I've got some extra money actually in my Venmo and Cash App, so I will be shopping either way. But if you can donate $5 or $10, that would be most appreciated because it's a great cause. And right now, we've got 30 kids who have applications in and need a bed, and they're going to need new bedding. And you can get bedding from You know, they're from young kids all the way up to 17 years old. So you don't think you have to get all the Paw Patrol and flowery things. You can get just kind of middle of the road tones and that kind of good stuff too. Okay. All right. It is a Wednesday. It is hump day. Let's get this show going. All right. Thank you to the show's sponsor, We Help You Move. No matter whether you're moving across the street or somewhere around the country, Nicholas and his team of moving experts can make that process easier. And I know moving sucks. I mean, it does not matter. It stinks. But Nick is going to make sure your stuff is taken care of, treated with care, and he is a veteran of this country and a supporter of the Frederick community. So we love to give back to those businesses who give to this community so generously. WeHelpYouMove.com. All right, we got Bob Miller and Chris Michaels from WFMD's Morning News Express. Let's find out what's happening locally in news, weather, and sports right now. All right. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Frederick.
I know, it is a little earworm, isn't it?
Yeah,
I was just taking a little nap.
Ah.
I was up late last night watching that debate, and Bob, we debated on a lot of things. I think we agree they should pay us overtime for watching that debate last night.
Yeah, right. I should put that down as work-related pay.
Yes. Turn in those expense receipts.
Right, hazard pay too.
Yeah.
Man, they were slinging the arrows and throwing the rocks, man, and that's just the ABC moderators.
Right. Exactly. Yes. Well,
Good morning,
certainly.
Dan.
Watch the debate.
I did watch some of it. I had it streaming while I was editing videos, so I was kind of half listening most of the time. I don't know. You know, the debates to me, I just don't know. I mean, maybe it excites the bases. Maybe the independents do make their decisions off of that. I prefer to just read the policies that people want to implement, how they're going to do things. I think that's better than kind of the back and forthing.
We kind of thought the same thing. We think that Chris said this a couple of times this morning. That we don't think it really moved the needle for anybody. Now, you know, I don't think it's going to, if you're a Harris voter, I don't think you change in your mind, you're going to vote for Trump or vice versa. But I do believe that maybe it might sway some people to get off the couch and actually go vote for somebody. Which means, you know, maybe they you know, they might not like Trump. They don't like the way Trump presents things. And maybe they saw how he was attacked last night. Maybe they're like, hey, you know what, I'm going to vote for this guy. Or that, you know, they saw Kamala Harris say something that they agree with, and they were like, she's just kind of the placeholder, and we'll have to work in 4 years after Trump wins. Maybe they're like jumping off the couch and doing the same thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
We really don't.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like, I don't think I've personally met anyone who is swayed really at all. Most people, I think, going into an election have their minds made up. But maybe they're out there and maybe they're motivated to get moving. Which, look, hey, it is a privilege in this country. It is a right that we have as citizens. Hopefully it stays that way. But, it's, you know, I think it's an important thing to do.
And one of the things that we did mention, too, is that this morning is we were surprised that the debate happened the day before 9/11 on a day where we need to come together as Americans. This debate, the past few years, politics has divided us, our country. And again, yet yesterday we were divided on a day where we were supposed to be come together. The anniversary of horrible, tragic death of about 2,000 Americans. No matter if you're black, white, Asian,
Yep.
Italian, Democrat, Republican, man, woman, let's come together to remember those who we lost on that tragic day. And let's remember at the end of the day, we were all Americans. There were all races, creeds, religions who died in the Twin Towers and were killed just because people disagree with our American way of life. And let's not forget. And like Bob mentioned earlier on the show, unfortunately, there are still people who are dying, firefighters who are dying from the events of 9/11. So let's remember them and come together as Americans.
Totally agree. Totally agree. And I think, it's sad that it takes a tragedy of that proportion to bring us together. I remember September 12th very vividly. I was in another country at the time. So it really was, actually, we flew home on September 17th. We had already planned to come home, and we actually flew home. Ash and I flew back to the U.S. from Australia, and it was like nothing I've ever seen in my life. So, it's I don't know. I hopefully, I don't think that's going to remind enough people to take a pause, but I hope it does. I had a friend who was on the plane from Boston, so it's it was a very real thing. And, of course, a lot of people I know had friends or family that were either in the towers or, one of the planes. So, yeah, it's...
Pentagon, yeah.
Let me
ask you real quick. I got to ask the question, Danny. When you got on a plane, did that kind of unnerve you a little bit that you were getting on a plane the day after all this happened, that you might go, oh, there could be more, or not?
No, I always feel like you're safest immediately after something horrible happens because of the vigilance that they use. I'm a believer of if it's my time, it's my time. It doesn't matter where I am or what I'm doing. But it was interesting because we were on 747-400, so, approximately 400 passengers usually on that plane. I think there were 170 of us flying from Melbourne to LA. And when we got to LA, it was like a ghost town. I'd never seen it like that ever, haven't since that day. But it was very eerie. But I will tell you, driving from BWI to Frederick, there were American flags on every overpass. There were signs and banners. And like you say, Chris, it was the country came together in a way I've never experienced. I think I cried probably all the way. Just you're overcome with this emotion about pride for your country. And I would love to see that come back without a tragedy. But
this is one day of the year where I say I'm a Yankees fan, because being from New York, the Mets, and I'm a big sports guy, as you all know, Mets, Yankees, Jets, Giants. Being from New York, I support all the teams this one day. I do have another question for you, Danny, before we get to news, because this always boggles the mind. Being I was here when this happened, you were out of the country. What was the reaction over in Australia? I know the majority of people, I'm sure, are horrible, but what was the overall media reaction over there?
Well, we were getting the feed from the U.S. Like I said, I think it was 11:45 at night, maybe 10:45 or 11 o'clock at night when we saw it. So, 8 a.m. Yeah, so it was probably about 11 o'clock at night. And I had gone to bed, and Ash woke me up, and it was like watching a movie. I stayed up all night, went into work. I worked with a few expats, Americans, at this Australian company where I was. It was very quiet. Everybody. I mean, there were Australians who were killed as well, who were in the World Trade Center. So certainly not to the volume of Americans. But I mean, people were. It was. I think. Australia is great in the sense that it's so far away and it's an island. So safety and security in that country is quite good. So, I mean, I think, people were very subdued. It almost looked like a movie. I was like, I can't believe this is happening. So, yeah, it was Everybody, as you can imagine, was like, I'm sure it was here. You just can't believe it.
Yep. Yeah, only thing we saw flying was the military jets, and that's kind of odd too that they were flying around every all for the next
week. I remember seeing that on the news. Yeah. Yeah.
Lots of stuff. All right.
So getting to local news here, and again, as we remember, or unfortunately those who fell on 9/11, the process of putting together a legislation package for Frederick County for 2025 is underway. Sarah Price, the county's state government relations associate, says under charter government, the county executive advances the state legislative priorities for the General Assembly. But Price says the legislative package will include the entire county, not just the county's executive's proposals. During a briefing before the council on Tuesday, Price said the county executive will be reviewing ideas from the county's divisions and departments, along with community and civic organizations, municipalities, and other organizations. As you may know, on the calendar, we're requesting that the county council provide us with legislative ideas and initiatives by October 9th. This deadline is to ensure that we may finalize the legislation package and present it to our Frederick County State's delegation by early November, she said. Another news, area law enforcement agency, and this is another scam. I know I talked about a scam, unfortunately, yesterday. This is another scam that's out there. Area law enforcement agencies, including the Frederick Police and the Frederick County Sheriff's Office, say they've received reports about scammers targeting the community. Both agencies say that these individuals call citizens claiming to be officers, deputies, or employees of the city police or the sheriff's office. They say you've missed jury duty or have outstanding warrants or court paperwork that needs to be satisfied. These scammers demand payment as the only way to resolve this issue without making a court appearance. The Frederick Police said the sheriff's office say they will never contact you to solicit funds, and law enforcement agencies do not resolve legal matters over the phone. Remember that, or through email. You also strongly urge not to give out credit card, banking, or personal information over the phone or through email. If you believe a scammer or someone you know has targeted you, contact your local law enforcement agency. And yes, I understand that a lot of that probably goes without saying, but I want to tell people out there, because people unfortunately are falling for it. If they weren't, these scammers wouldn't continue to do what they're doing. So always, always, always be aware, please. You work hard for money. Don't want to lose it. 4 people were taken to area hospitals following a one-vehicle crash in Washington County Tuesday morning. State police say a Mazda driven by Yeltsin Aguilar, 19 of Baltimore, was traveling eastbound on Interstate 70 in the Big Pool area. The vehicle went off the roadway for unknown reasons and overturned in the median. A passenger in the Mazda, along with 2 6-year-old children, were flown to MedStar Washington Hospital Center and Children's National Medical Center in D.C. by state police helicopters. Trooper 3 and Trooper 5. Aguilar was transported by ambulance to the Meritus Medical Center in Hagerstown for treatment of his injuries. And getting to weather, it looks like today we're going to have a high of 85, mostly sunny. It's nice out there now. Tonight, mostly clear, low around 56. It's been a little warmer yesterday and today. Earlier in the week it was chillier. It's getting a little warmer. Tomorrow, high of 83, sunshine. And then tomorrow night, partly cloudy, low of 57. We're feeling those fall days a little bit in the morning. But like I said, it's starting to warm up a little bit. So we're not ready for fall yet. Let's enjoy a little bit of warmer weather before we do the whole pumpkin thing and all that stuff.
Oh, it's out. It's out there already.
Yeah. I got a problem before I get to sports, and I don't know how to handle it. So I'm going to ask the Good Morning Frederick viewers, maybe even the one from Uganda, which is kind of cool.
I see that.
Are you a Ugandan prince or princess who is going to send me money? I don't know. I'm sitting here. I've got a 2-story office building here.
What happened?
We lost the morning mayor.
We lost you're.
You look like Milli Vanilli lip syncing right now.
This is what you looked like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's like watching those old Godzilla movies. Oh no, Godzilla is attacking. But what he's saying is, Chris Michael is the best. I love Chris Michael, and I'm so thankful that he works with me. I can't live without him. That's what he's actually saying. See, that's he's teaching us sign language.
I love it. The gesturing. Still nothing. Oh, goodness. Well, I guess there was nothing great in sports yesterday anyway. It was a Tuesday.
Why couldn't that happen when he was talking bad about my Jets? Why couldn't his mic just get muted? Well, we'll skip sports for today, Danny. But actually, he was saying how much he loves working with Chris Michaels in the morning. And how much he enjoys waking up with me every morning. So
yes. I mean, I think he just said he asked the bosses for a raise for you, maybe. I think that's what he said.
I think we were talking about money, extra pay, and the bosses just shut his mic off.
I mean, is he being censored right now? That must be it.
They probably censored the morning there.
Oh, gracious me. See, it is something weird is happening today. That's all I got to say. Something weird is happening.
I got to tell you real quick, okay, before I leave. Before I got down here, I was running late again because all of a sudden our power went out here at the radio station for a second, for 2 seconds. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I ran upstairs to make sure we were still on air. Luckily, we have generators. But it was kind of my fault because my wife was mad at me. So I was going up to wires saying, she loves me not, and pulling wires. And obviously, I pulled the wrong one. So that's what happened.
I can't believe your wife would be mad at you, not you.
Not it isn't me. Okay, with that being said, we'll sign off now.
All right, so I know Bob is not going to be on tomorrow. He didn't really quite finish out today either, but are you on tomorrow?
I will be here tomorrow. Might be a little bit later because I'm doing the show by myself, but I will be here tomorrow.
All right. Have a great afternoon. I'll see you guys later.
Bye, Bob.
Bye, Bob.
Bye, Bob.
Oh, gracious. Oh, Lord. Well, if you're watching on YouTube, I really appreciate the comments. We got Candles by BNL saying good morning. We got our good friend Tara Flannery, who mans the shop, the home of everything Frederick, most days or several days as well. So if you're on YouTube and you leave a comment, I'm happy to share it. And what Bob was talking about, I think it's Kawalia. Nodreen is watching from Uganda. So I have no idea. Oh, and of course, we got Mama Cone. We had to get her to leave her comment this morning. Usually she kicks things off for us. But anyway, it's all good. It is all good in the hood because no one dies when we make mistakes, which is thank goodness. Thank goodness for that. All right, we got to get to things quickly. Spent a little bit of time there, probably where we shouldn't have. All right, let me get Mama Cone off of there. All right, let's see. Prizes. Text Jack for the Frederick Fair. We've got the Tree Trekkers 3-hour adventure ticket and the Maryland Lottery 5-pack of scratch-offs. You can head to mdlottery.com for all the available games, and please play responsibly. You can text 24 hours a day, 888-465-2944. You can also use this to send me events or other things you want me to cover. Maybe there's somebody I should be interviewing. I can do that too. All right, quick break. Then we're going to get to the calendar of events, plus Local Compass is on. Gina Korrell from 24/7 Dance, and Lou and Lindsey from Sleep in Heavenly Peace. It's all coming right after this.
Real estate goddess, yeah. She's the one to get you there. Homes and dreams are perfect, yeah. Shining Flannery beyond compare.
Ah, yes. Let's talk about what's happening in Frederick. Happening in Frederick is sponsored by Intense Barbecue. It's family owned. It's a barbecue food truck and a catering company. They cook in small batches to ensure your food is fresh as it can be. Find them at intensebarbecue.com. That's IN, the number 1, the number 0, SE barbecue.com. And satisfy your meat tooth. You can also check them out. I do believe they post quite often in the Everything Food Trucks Frederick page. That is a group. If you're ever looking for a food truck, it's a great place to post. I think there's over 100 that are members there. All right, let's go to the best calendar in all of the land here in Frederick. It is promocircus.com and then Everything Frederick Live and calendar of events. And hopefully today doesn't act as wonky as it did yesterday. I don't know what's going on, but we're going to click on our agenda tab here. We're just going to go over a couple of the events happening. Today is that Frederick County Animal Control Microchip Clinic. It's from 10 to 3, no appointment necessary. Just walk in, $20 per pet. You get the implant, you get the registration as well. You can, let's see what else we got today. Of course, that Board of Education, Board of Ed meeting is happening today. It's really important to stay as vigilant as possible. If you've got kids in Frederick County Public Schools, good to know what's going on. You can watch it right online. Don't have to go anywhere. Let's see, summer concerts. Oh, Westview Promenade. Is that today? 9/11, the Spinouts. Interesting. 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at Westview Promenade this evening. So if you're not doing anything else, maybe head over there and get some dinner or just check out the music. Kind of cool. Thursday is a Live at 5 day, but it's also the day for the Cozy Castle Tea and Home Tour. 3 o'clock to 5:45 today. You can go to Eventbrite to get your time slot, and you get time with Karen Hillman, and she'll show you the 1920s home, the Cozy Castle. It is beautiful. You'll love it. You get tea and cookies to sit on the garden gazebo, and it's really lovely. You will love it there. As I said, Alive at 5 is tonight, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. You must be 21 and up to get in there. Tomorrow, or Friday, the Great Frederick Fair opens, okay? It opens in the afternoon. I believe it opens at 4 or 5 o'clock. I can't remember exactly which. This is my family's traditional day that we always go. We've been doing it since before they charged admission on the Friday when it wasn't really officially open. We would just go and check out, and some of the food vendors would be open. Well, now it's a full-fledged day, and we go have dinner, walk around, see some of the animals. Some of the stuff is not quite open yet. I think the building's open on Saturday. So, but it's really cool to kind of get the lay of the land and see where everybody is. So that is tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And a reminder, again, if you want to purchase a Jack Pass, go to thegreatfrederickfair.com. You must purchase it before Friday at 5 p.m. Once Friday at 5 comes, there is no chance to purchase them at the discount. And I think you save $5. And trust me, $5 right now, I try to save every dollar I can. Excuse me. All right, on Saturday, goodness gracious me almighty, Saturday is packed. You've got the fair that's on. You've got In the Streets that's on. You've got Sleep in Heavenly Peace has their bed build day. They want to build 40 beds on Saturday, and they're looking for volunteers. And we're going to talk to those guys about that. That is happening at Lowe's, and it starts at 8 o'clock, okay? And this is an annual national event. And everybody tries to build as many beds as possible. It's the largest bed building event in a single day. Lowe's sponsors this event, and very, very cool. So They are still looking for volunteers, and we will talk a little bit more about that when we hear from Lou and Lindsey. Okay, and then Sunday, I'd say day of rest. You can actually take in the NFL games at Benstown, game day at Benstown. You also have a skills day with the Flying Cows on Sunday, 10 to 11 a.m. or 11 to 12 p.m. That's at Crestwood Middle School. You can register online. There's links, and they go all the way through November. So if you want to hang out with the Flying Cows and Coach Ed, which I definitely recommend you do, you can check those out, okay? And then here are some events I want you to keep in mind on your calendar. First of all, at In the Street, I'd love for you to stop by and see me. We're going to be recording people doing some opens. We are going to be giving away Good Morning Frederick merch, like t-shirts, tank tops, tumblers. There's a few things you have to do to get one, but I probably think most of you watching have done them already. So you just got to show it. We check it off, and then you're in. We've got the Love for Laughlin Hockey Fundraiser, September 21st, which is next Saturday. It's a 21 and up only event. I think it's from 6 to 9 p.m. at Attaboy Barrel House. Food and drinks, all included with your ticket. They've got some puck cake fundraising things. Somebody's going to win the Stanley Cup by donating throughout the evening. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's September 21st, the Love for Laughlin Hockey Fundraiser. And then coming up on the 28th, it's the Festival of Flight at the Frederick Airport. That is a fun event as well. It goes all day. And then October 5th is the Key City Foundation Oktoberfest 5K Fun Run. Okay, let's find out what the latest is in travel from our experts at Antietam World Travel Service. Time for Local Compass, your guide to worldwide travel. Sponsored by the experts of everything travel, Antietam World Travel Service. I'm at Antietam World Travel Service. I'm with Lisa. How many years have you been a travel agent?
Since 1985.
Holy cow! That's pretty good.
It's been a long time.
What do you love about the travel industry?
That it changes every day.
Yeah.
And that every day is different. It's never the same thing day after day. Different countries, different cultures, different people, different clients. Everything's very different.
Yeah. How many have you always been interested in travel?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. I love going places. What's the favorite place you've ever been?
I'm going to say Italy.
Oh, yeah, I love Italy.
That's usually number one, all of Italy.
Yeah, nice. So with a travel agent like you, I think it's fantastic for people to understand. They could come right in here to the office. They can talk to you.
We have walk-ins. We make phone appointments. You can do a Zoom appointment.
Yeah.
Whatever's convenient for the client.
Yeah, and it's really great because if you haven't been somewhere, someone in this office probably has actually been to one of the places people may be interested in going.
Yes, everybody in our office has been in the business over 30 years.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. That
is
is really pretty incredible for staff here. Tell me a little bit about if somebody wants to book a trip, when should they come see you?
As soon as they're thinking about it, because I think once they come in, a lot of times people come in and they have more than one option.
Mm-hmm.
So when they come in and we kind of do like the interviewing process of what they're looking for in a vacation, what vacations that they have liked in the past, we can help them narrow down the choices.
Oh, yeah.
And then once we have the choices, then we can go right into the actual pricing and giving them the quote, and then getting started with the actual booking.
Yeah. Is there any such thing as it's too early to start planning a trip?
It's not too early. Air comes out 331 days prior to the departure date.
Okay.
So if you come, 360 days early, we can do the land and add the air. So it's never too early. Cruises you can do 2 to 3 years in advance.
Wow.
Hotels.
I don't know how I'd survive having booked a trip that's almost a year or two away. I get too excited.
Right.
But
Well, a lot
I
of
guess
people,
you,
yeah.
I guess you can maybe get your good cabin choices and all of that at the time.
That's the best thing about booking early
Yeah.
because, like for airfare, the airplane has so many seats and they start off with so many at the lowest fare and then they go up all the way to first class. When those lowest fare seats get booked, that's how you get pushed into the higher and higher fare.
Gotcha.
So when that flight just opens and you have that whole plane, then you want to get that lowest fare.
You have the access to it.
Yeah.
And this is where your guys' expertise comes into play, right?
Yeah.
For sure. All right. And how about the fact if I'm choosing, like I would love to go on a safari. I've been asking my husband for it. I'm hoping to get it on my 25th anniversary, which is next year. So what can you guys help me with if I wanted to do a safari?
The planning, I mean, 'cause Africa is a very big continent, to help you narrow down which part that you actually want to go see. We do the whole thing from the air to the safari to the travel insurance, everything you need. We're full service. So we get you from the beginning to the end.
Yeah. Tell me about travel insurance. I've always, I've used it sometimes, occasionally, never all the time. What does travel insurance cover?
Travel insurance is very important. What people don't realize is they think it's only for cancellation, but travel insurance covers medical, dental, evacuation, emergency transportation. So when you're in Europe, your health insurance does not cover you.
Okay.
If for some reason you go to Europe, and I've had this happen to several clients, and they've gotten injured, they couldn't take a commercial flight. They had to take a medevac home, which is up to $500,000 to $600,000.
Ooh.
So the insurance not only covered getting them home, it covered the additional stay for their family member to stay at the hotel, the change for the air. There's so much. I mean, you can go over there and get injured, and the expenses just add up very quickly. Where are you going to stay? You have to change your airline ticket. You have to get back. Travel insurance covers all of that.
Holy cow. And you guys can help with those the planning of all of that as
We
well?
actually have a relationship with several travel insurance companies. So when
Okay.
you come in during the booking process, you have to pretty much know how much you're insuring, because for the quote process, you have to have the cost of the trip, the age of the traveler, and that's how you come up with the price.
Gotcha. Okay. That's really excellent. What about when I'm traveling to another country? How much do you guys do to help with what's the best way to spend money or purchase things? Do you guys have input on that?
Yes. Okay. So when you're traveling out of the country, you're going to have to be familiar with the currency. We explain what the currency is, how to purchase it. We talk about your credit card, how some credit cards will charge you a foreign transaction fee to convert it from the euros to the US dollars. We usually recommend, like if you're going to Europe, 50 euros per person per day. Not a lot of cash. Credit card to be more credit card dependent. And what to do for some reason if you were to lose your credit card.
Ah, yes. How to be prepared for that, for sure. What about even with Africa and things like that? Occasionally I hear about these travel alerts that come through. Do you guys get access to those, and how do you handle those?
We do, either through the vendor, or if it's a place that we know there's usually an issue, you can go to travel.state.gov, and they have travel alert. They have a different number for the different levels of issues. So yes, so we are pretty much the first one to know when there's an issue, because we have clients all over the world.
Yes, exactly. Have you ever had anything happen while people have been overseas?
As far as we've had hurricanes happen,
Oh.
we've had earthquakes happen, we've had people having car accidents. So
Yikes. Yeah, that's no fun. No fun while you're on vacation for that to happen. All right, so if I were to come in and I'm kind of not really sure what I want to do, or I just want to do a short trip but not really sure, tell me what types of travel you guys can help somebody with.
well, most often that's our everyday client coming in. They know they want to go on a trip. They're not really sure where they want to go, and that's kind of when we start doing the interview process, and that's asking them about past trips, asking them about hobbies, who they're traveling with. Is it going to be a multi-generational trip? Is it going to be a romantic trip for 2 people? A graduation? That'll kind of help us steer which way, if they're looking for warm weather, Caribbean, if they're looking for, old world history, Europe. So just asking them questions gives us an idea of where we think they would be interested in.
Now, what if, if I have a relationship with you guys and I just want to go for a weekend in New York or within the U.S.? Is that something you guys handle as well?
Mm-hmm. We do from local to all over the world. So we do Amtrak vacations, we do New York getaways, we do DC weekends, we do ski trips, we do everything.
Oh, nice. All right, I got some questions for you since you've traveled all around the world. Where is the best pizza?
Oh, that's easy. Naples.
Ah, yes. What kind? What was on it?
Margarita.
Oh, I love the margarita pizza. How about the best waves?
It's funny that you asked. That was actually St. Martin's.
Okay.
So it's the one Caribbean island you can go to and actually surf the waves.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. How about, the best sangria?
Portugal.
Was it good? Red sangria?
Yes, very good.
Yes, very good. How about shopping?
Italy and Greece.
Okay, very good. What did you buy?
Greece was great for leather, so a lot of shoes. Italy, purses and a jacket. So they were both really good for leather goods.
Yeah. Overall, with all the travel that you've done, is there any place that you wouldn't go back to again?
That's hard. No, I mean, I've never gone on a trip where I haven't found something that was fascinating. So I think just every place you don't realize how new the U.S. is until you go out and you see the history of Europe or even, some of the islands. So there's always something fascinating, interesting to do, something new.
Yeah. What about like the excursions and things like that? I mean, those are the types of things that quite typically, even if I've done a cruise in the past, if I've booked it myself, we typically don't do too many excursions. But you guys have a lot of information about, excursions wherever you land.
We do. Now, I recommend when you go on a cruise to do their excursion through the cruise line to make sure you're back to the ship at, when you're supposed to be there. All through Europe and some of the other destinations, we have vendors that do day tours, multi-day tours that we can use. So we can have your whole trip set up, including all of your sightseeing before you leave.
Yeah, that's pretty good to know that you're actually going to see some of the stuff you want to see. Because worst thing is going that far and not actually experiencing maybe what a country's known for, or certain destinations might not be accessible, where you're staying. So that's really good.
And you don't want to miss it because the line is so long that you can't get in. So we do a lot of skip the line tickets for a lot of the big excursions in Europe. So like the Vatican, skip the line. The things that that you're going to be in a line for, we recommend you get the ticket here.
Oh, very nice. All good to know. And this is why utilizing somebody like Lisa at Antietam World Travel Service is going to make your trip less of a headache. Everything is going to be planned seamlessly. And you're not going to forget that transport from this hotel to that airport or back. She's going to take care of it all for you. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you.
Ah, yes, you need the experts. That's what they are. All right, quick break, then we're back. Gina Korrell from 24/7 Dance Studio and Lou and Lindsey from Sleep in Heavenly Peace, all right after this.
Dream Free Art, Frederick's first and only splatter room. New location, new beginner-friendly artful shenanigans for all ages. Come sling paint and make a masterpiece in Dream Free Art's splatter room, or join us for a fun and unique art experience. Book your next birthday party, corporate event, date night, or family outing at dreamfreeart.com to unleash your inner artist today. Dream Free Art. Free your creativity.
Cosmec Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves, double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset, 'cause we're patients too. CosmecHealing.com.
A&S Construction, a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business located right here in Frederick. In fact, they're right here at my house right now. They're putting on those gutter guards so that the leaves don't get down into the gutters. But they also specialize in roofing and siding and can replace windows too. They can even do your patio or deck. If you remember, Robin from Hidden Hills was talking about a big pavilion they built for her. Call 301-703-2157 or check them out online, ansconstruction.net. You can also email info@ansconstruction.net. Remember, you're going to get $750 off any roof or siding replacement or $50 off any roof repairs. When you call, tell Sandra Danny said hello. All right, let's talk about who is making our market fabulous. Market Makers is sponsored by the Healing Storm. Shannon and her team strive to create an environment where you're seen, heard, and valued. The Healing Storm focuses on alternative holistic healing methods to relieve your stress and pain. She actually suffered from pain and found relief through some of the massages, like massage therapy and Reiki, even lymphatic massage, and they even have a healing journey program. Go to thehealingstorm.com for details, and you can actually schedule your appointment. The Healing Storm, a place to unwind and recharge through alternative healing. Gina Korrell has been dancing since she was 6. In high school, she started teaching and decided more than 20 years ago to open her own studio right in the Wyatt's Festival Shopping Center, Prospect. I think that's right off Prospect Boulevard. She tells me the biggest challenge she faces, and it's virtually impossible to overcome this one. You're going to hear all about it right here. Here's Gina. 7 Dance with the founder, Gina Korrell. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm excellent. How many years has it been?
This is year 23.
That is unbelievable.
It
What
is.
an amazing success you've had here.
Thank you.
I know it's been a lot of hard work, though.
It has, and a lot of people behind all that.
Yes, a lot of people behind it. When did you start dancing?
I started dancing at the age of 6.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And so when you graduated high school, did you continue dancing beyond?
I was actually teaching when I graduated high school.
Did you?
I was teaching for a local studio, and then continued to teach for a friend's studio, and then eventually it ended up with my own studio.
Yeah, and what is that leap from teaching to owning and running a studio like this?
It's quite a leap. It's not for the faint-hearted.
Yeah.
And I tell the teachers now, I'm like, if you love teaching, stay a teacher.
Stay teaching, right?
Yeah.
Right.
If you're ready to do all the admin, that's when you
Yeah.
you can jump into owning. But I love both sides of it.
Yeah.
I just seem to be really good on this side as well. So.
You are very good on this side. You have to be in order to have longevity like that. There's few studios who are able to exist for that long. What would you say has been kind of the thing that's kept you going and growing?
I have to say it's my staff. We're very customer oriented. Customer service is huge. We have a very good system for, returning phone calls, finding the right fit for the kids. If the kids don't have a right fit, we have other classes that we find, if they're not jiving in ballet, maybe hip hop's their thing.
Yeah.
And, we can move them, since we offer so many classes, we can find exactly where they fit and where they're gonna
Well,
have
that's
success.
one thing I think you've done so well, is that there is a huge scope from kind of tumbling to your standard dance, ballet, tap, jazz, to hip hop and all these things.
And the musical theater. that
And
we
musical theater. And that's been a huge
That's been
success.
huge for us.
Yes.
Yes.
And when did that come about? Because I know you didn't start with all
We
this.
didn't start with that. I think it's probably been about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
We took on the Musical Theater Factory and grew from there. Grew from a group that was established. We kind of merged together, and then ended up, making it our own. And we do about four musicals.
Yeah.
4 musicals a year.
That's crazy. That's amazing. What would you say has been the biggest challenge over the last 23 years? Skipping the pandemic, because we understand that was terrible for everybody.
That
really.
was a challenge.
Yeah.
I honestly, my biggest challenge right now is being able to accommodate all the students that want to come here.
Space.
We are out of space, and
and that's a huge undertaking.
It is a huge undertaking.
Trying to figure out, right?
Because we love this building. It's our foundation. It's where we started, and just trying to find.
So you actually started the dance company was here?
Yes.
It's been here the whole time?
It's been here the whole time.
I didn't know that. So you were just we
were in one part of the pod.
Okay.
Then we took the middle of the pod, and then we took the whole pod. So now we're out of spaces.
We're no more
Everybody's
pods.
like, let's go up. And I wish we could go up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I know that kind of is a big thing, because moving anything is a task, and finding that space that can fit in with what you need is, I'm sure, very difficult.
Yeah.
So, if you had, it's okay. If you had one thing you'd want people to know that are watching about 24/7 Dance, what would that be?
That we have something for everyone.
Yeah.
We have from 18 months with our Tumble Tots program to adult classes, which has really taken off. Our adult program has exploded. We have 3 tap classes, 2 hip hop classes, 2 contemporary classes, a ballet, a jazz, and a musical theater class, all dedicated to just adults.
I do. Holy cow, that is amazing.
And many of those are full.
Oh, wow.
With wait lists.
Okay, so if people want to know more,
24-7 dancestudio.com.
Yeah, 24-7 dancestudio.com. This is Gina Korrell. She does have an amazing staff here, but she is the founder of 24/7 Dance. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, so sad that they've run out of room, and moving is just too hard. It's too hard. So they're just going to have to, who knows what's going to happen. 24/7 Dance, though, is a great place. If you can get in one of those classes, you're going to want to do it. All right, let's talk about who's doing good in our neighborhood. Doing Good in Our Neighborhood is sponsored by the Great Frederick Fair, starting on Friday. Tickets are still on sale and available for a lot of the live entertainment, including Flo Rida. I think Flo Rida is Friday. Bachman Turner Overdrive, Tracy Lawrence with Sarah Evans, Beach Boys, Riley Green and Casting Crowns. Plus, you got the demo, derby, tractor pull, and more. Go to thegreatfrederickfair.com for more information. All right, there are currently 30 children in Frederick County right now waiting for beds. They are either sleeping on the floor or sharing their parents' bed or their mom's bed. These are the ones who have currently applied in Frederick. So far, Frederick has built over 2,200 beds. That is amazing. I chat with Lou and Lindsey about Sleep in Heavenly Peace. These poor gentlemen, I'm telling you, I had 2 issues in a row with technology, and this was the 3rd and final interview. I think the first one was almost twice as long, but you know what? We get all the information we need to get out, and they were able to just laugh with me a little bit. All right, here is Lindsey and Lou. You guys, seriously, this is the 3rd time we've done this interview.
3rd time's the charm. Here we go.
3rd time is the charm, and I will leave all that in there like this because I've now readjusted these poor gentlemen. This is 3 times. I am with Lou and Lindsey from Sleep in Heavenly Peace. I feel like we've just done like take 25 of this thing. It is important, though. I cannot skip this interview. All right. Sleep in Heavenly Peace is an organization that builds beds for our kiddos here in Frederick County. Lou, you've been around. I met you ages ago, you kind of helped bring this organization to Frederick County.
Yeah.
Give us a little background about Sleep in Heavenly Peace, and we'll talk about the numbers that we're looking at here in Frederick.
Okay, well, Sleep in Heavenly Peace was started in 2012 by a guy named Luke Mickelson out in Twin Falls, Idaho. And it got laid on his heart that there were kids in his neighborhood, his town, that were sleeping on the floor and needed a bed. So he talked his kids into not getting Christmas presents that year, but making beds for kids. And so that's what they did. And they put it on Facebook, and they gave out some beds, and they found out there was more kids that needed beds, and they made more beds, and they found out there was more kids that needed beds. So he got some friends of his involved and started a chapter in Boise and a couple other cities around Twin Falls. And from there, it just started mushroom, started growing.
Yeah.
Around 2018, I heard about it on Facebook. I saw it on Facebook. And I like woodworking, and I love taking care of kids, so I wanted to do that. And I was retired, and I had time to do that.
Yeah.
So I applied for a chapter and got a chapter. And I brought the chapter to Frederick County. Carl Rathfon and myself brought the chapter here and got it going. And about the same time, Mike Rowe did a special, Return the Favor. And after he put that out nationally, it really took off after that. So we got applications for chapters all across the country.
Currently, how many chapters are in Maryland?
There's, let's see, there's Harford County, there's Frederick County, there's Washington County, there's Montgomery County's got a chapter, St. Mary's County. So I guess there's 5.
Oh, we're pretty well
right
covered
now.
though. In
Pretty
the
well
state,
covered,
other
yeah.
than the far west.
300 nationally, right?
Yeah, there's over 300 nationally,
Okay. Wow. That's
including
great.
Canada, Hawaii, and the Bahamas.
Wow.
We even have international when we're in Canada.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's kind of sad though to think that it's required so that kids aren't sleeping on the floor. I mean, there's so many things, studies that have been done about a good night's sleep is so important, but just safety and security, like for kids to have their own space, especially in a shared house. You guys do bunk beds, or they
Bunk beds or
just
singles. Right? We can stack them up if we have to.
Yeah.
Make bunk beds out of them.
Yeah. So the big thing is, you were telling me, it's $250 per bed build is the total cost, lumber, mattress, sheets, and all of that. But Frederick can really help extend that by donating those new sheets, new bedding.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And you are on your way out, or you're going to retire?
I'm retiring as president. Lindsey's taking over the Frederick County chapter.
Yeah, Lindsey's taking over. And well, how long have you been involved in the organization?
A little over 2.5 years. I've been on the delivery end. That's where you get hooked, when you see the children and you see what they go through, and they're sleeping on floors on blankets, or they're 2 or 3 in a bed with the parents. It just makes a difference in their lives.
Yeah, you get the story right there, right? Pull at the heartstrings. I think that's where everybody should start on that team, on that delivery team.
It does. It helps. And then I'm a part of Calvary United Methodist, and they have donated a room. As we've grown, we needed space for bedding to be stored and bundled. So they've donated a room for us to store and bundle, and so being a part of that community, we've been involved in that as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and as part of the national organization, you were telling me Lowe's is a huge supporter of Sleep in Heavenly Peace.
Lowe's is our biggest supporter.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And they've donated quite a bit of money over the years. Certainly last year, did you say?
Yeah, they donated over $1.2 million to Sleep in Heavenly Peace.
And that kind of comes down to
and that filters down through the chapters. We can apply for a Lowe's grant, and they'll send us $2,000 or $4,000 a couple times a year if we need it.
Yeah, that's great. Speaking of Lowe's, you guys have a big build coming up.
Saturday, yes. Saturday at 8 a.m. If people want to volunteer, there's still sign-ups. You can go to our website and sign up to help. Or if you just want to see what it's all about, we're going to be in the parking lot. Part of this is a community service as well to get the word out. We need to know, where these kids are, so we not only need volunteers to help us run the whole show, but we also need people to find the kids that we need to get to.
So if you're
it's
involved
on both sides of the fence.
Yeah, if you're involved in part of the community that works with families that need help. You were saying some of the volunteers you utilize to do food distribution events.
Correct.
And to go out where the people are.
Correct.
So that they know that you guys exist.
Right.
Biggest thing that Frederick can do to help you right now, though, is just really volunteers and the donations.
Continue with the donations, yeah.
Okay. Well, you know we're collecting right here at 401 North Market Street through the end of September. We're going to be around to help you with those builds. If you need volunteers, moving on, because you do a build every month pretty much.
Yes.
But if you're a part of a local organization, a Girl Scout, Boy Scout troop, or a company that just wants to give back to the community, you guys can do
special
weekday
builds.
builds,
Absolutely.
right? Okay, because the other ones are typically on Saturdays.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Save them the $250 or portion thereof. Donate your new bedding to Sleep in Heavenly Peace. If that's too hard to do, which I get, you know, on my show, you can donate to Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, and Zelle, and I'll shop on your behalf and make sure these guys get it. They've picked up a donation today, and we hope to keep delivering a lot to them before the end of the month. We want to thank Lou and Lindsey, Sleep in Heavenly Peace.
Thank you.
For the third time. I'd thank them 3 times. This better work. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Oh, God bless technology. Really, for sure. All right. Tomorrow's show, we have Rhonda from Raise the Bar. Mama Cone and I visited her at the Urbana Farmers Market. Bryce from Safety is for Everyone. And Miss Maryland, Bridget O'Brien, will be on the show tomorrow. Please tell a friend about Good Morning Frederick. We need 210 more subscribers to hit our goal of 1,000. I know with your help we can get there. Have an amazing day. Let's get out there and let's be great, Frederick.
From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it. Good Morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view. There's something special here, you feel it too. Your host, Danny.